So the Prophet ﷺ, he felt this hesitation. And he took his hand, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he ran his fingers through the hair of this young boy. And then he placed his hand, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the chest of this young boy, and he said, "Oh Allah, give him hidayah. Oh Allah, guide his heart. Guide his heart." Abu Mahdhura then departed. And they did their prayer, and then they went back to Mecca. When they got to Mecca, and they had settled, they were preparing for prayer in the Haram. And of course, this is the Kaaba. This is the most important masjid on the face of the earth. And so the Prophet ﷺ and everybody, they're looking for a Muadhin to come and call the Adhan so that people will come for prayer. All the companions, they start to look around. Where is this? Where is this person? Where is Bilal? Where is so-and-so? Get them to call the Adhan. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Hold on. There's someone I have in mind. Where is Abu Mahdhura?" They go and they find this young boy. And he comes, and his personality now is different. Something changed. Before he was hesitant, now he's a little bit more excited. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Can you please call the Adhan for us?" And he does. Later, much later, when Abu Mahdhura is narrating this whole story to us, he's much older in his life. He was asked about how he came to Islam, and he told this whole story. "I was a young boy. I didn't want to. I was mocking the Adhan. He called me over. He gave me some coins." But then when he gets to the point where his heart turned, he says something very interesting. He says, "The Prophet ﷺ ran his fingers through my hair, placed his hand on my chest and made dua for me. And when he did that, he went from being the person that I didn't want to be next to all of a sudden becoming the person that I couldn't see myself being away from. My heart yearned for him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He went from being the most hated to the most beloved. And that's when I became a Muslim." And he said, as proof of my love for that moment in my life, he grabbed his hair as an adult. And he said, "I have never ever cut this piece of hair from my head because this is the hair that he touched." Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This young boy went from mocking this act of worship, the Adhan, to all of a sudden becoming the Muadhin of Masjid al-Haram.